Hidden away on the south side of Indianapolis is a one-stop shop for all things creative. It's called the Tube Factory, and it is many things. Artist collective, gallery, a home for community organizers, a literal home for artists in residence, a radio station, a coffee shop, a chicken coop, and so much more. The Tube Factory is the home of an artist collective called Big Car that got its start in another part of the city.
We were part of a small group that started it in one neighborhood over in Fountain Square. And we did art shows and had music events and poetry and kind of brought these things together. And we found this place in our own neighborhood. Didn't even know it was here because it's tucked back over here off the road.
And now on the site of a former metal tube manufacturing plant, creators are living and producing a dizzying variety of art.
So most people who work here at Big Car live here too. The mission is always about sparking creativity in the lives of the people that we can reach and connecting them with art, but it's also in supporting community, which is really about bringing people together and having this social interaction. We just feel like as creative people, we know how much that brings to our lives, so we want to share that with other people.
And the artists that live here get a lot more out of it than just a place to display their work.
So that is our affordable artist housing, and that is a combination of affordable rentals that are between 40 and 50% off market rate, and our co-ownership program where the artists own 49% of the house and we own 51%. So that means if there's any major mechanical issues, we pay for it.
And now they have well over a dozen homes in the neighborhood with reduced rents or mortgages, so artists can focus on what matters most. For musician, instrument builder, and composer Rob Funkhauser, it has been crucial to his growth as an artist.
For me, it completely solved, the chasing rent part of being an artist in a city like this. So that alone has been invaluable, but then on top of it, I'm right down the street from this thriving campus that's getting built up right now. I don't have to be able to do everything in my house. I can lean a little bit on the facilities and especially the community. I just finished up a big push to build an instrument called the glass organ. It's an instrument that uses glass rods and water to play these really pure tones. And it was based on an idea from some French sculptors in the 50s. And I built it basically off of Google image searches and a lot of tinkering. It was definitely the longest project I've had trying to get something from idea to completion.
For Funkhauser, the Tube Factory is a community network that frees him up to be as creative as he likes. For artist Yabsera Tab, community is what inspires her work.
Recently, I went back to Ethiopia in October to visit my family. Ethiopia holds one of the largest open markets in Africa, and it's called Mercato. And the life that happens there is unlike anywhere else. It's chaotic, there's cattle, there's people. So just kind of thinking about the contrast of that and living in the Midwest where, things are quiet and more still. I want people to feel like they can kind of hop into the illustration, if you will. And I want it to feel playful and interactive. And that's where you see the silk imagery that's printed on there, kind of thinking about clothing lines so that people wash clothes by hand, and that's a lot of conversations happen when people are just sitting and washing clothes. And I'm really deeply inspired by the social aspect of how life happens there.
Artist, furniture maker, and in-house jack of all trades, Jason Gray has an entirely different inspiration for his exhibition.
It's called Cthulhutopia. It's kind of based on Cthulhu, the Lovecraft monster. So it's kind of this playing with fantasy worlds and imagination and trying to spark imagination of the viewer. I've always loved old antique items and stuff with a lot of wear and tear, and organic things, different trees, and admired just the beauty in things as they exist. I started getting into using found objects. A lot of it's just finding an object that I like and then thinking what I can do to it, manipulate it in some way to make it more interesting and more bizarre in some ways. There's so many things going on in the art galleries that we change over. We have the artist housing that I do maintenance on, and we fix up the places in between tenants. I'm involved in most things that we do here on campus.
And that includes the Chicken Chapel of Love, a non-denominational space honoring the divine feminine with art and architecture.
The sculpture and art, is also honoring Indiana's agricultural presence and history. That's why we have the chickens. A lot of field trips we have, kids haven't seen a real chicken. They've only seen the chicken emoji. So it's always fun for them to get to see the chickens.
And as they put the final touches on the chicken shack, they are embarking on what may be their biggest project yet.
What this is we're calling it the big tube currently, because that's the little tube and this is the big tube. The point of this place is to add things we can't do in there or don't do in there. One of those things is to have larger scale art installation. So the space that you see back here will stay pretty much open. It'll be a spot for larger art works. And then there will be some nooks and crannies in here that are smaller galleries.
It will be a while before the big tube is open to the public, but there is plenty to see until then. And the first Friday of every month is the perfect time to see it all.
All these spaces are open and activated on the first Friday, and that's when we really try to make a big community event out of our spaces regularly, so people can be like, oh, it's First Friday, where'd I go? I'm gonna go to the Tube.
First Fridays at the Tube Factory offers local vendors, new art installations, food and beer, and a space to gather for folks of all ages. And then there are the chickens. Don't forget the chickens.